Yo, what is going on, FLAFFL Jr.? I apologize for not putting up a video last week. It was Thanksgiving, and that's the excuse I'm going to use for being lazy. I had time, and I just didn't get to it. And yeah, just got caught up in the holidays. I apologize. Luckily, a lot of you guys are degenerates like myself, so you've been looking at the standings. You know a lot about what I'm going to be saying here this week. Anyway, so yeah. Sorry, but I'm not really that sorry. I'm tired, all right? But anyway, we're going to talk about heading into Week 13, the final week of the fantasy football regular season, before we reach these final 3 weeks that are the fantasy playoffs. So let's start off with our clinched teams that have nothing to play for this week, and we've got a few of them. We've got Slime Sucking Hogs, who has got a 2-game lead in first place, so he has locked that spot up. Then we've got P. Dolo, Gates, Caveman, Showcase, and Mr. Meeseeks. You 6 have secured your spot into the playoffs. Congratulations to you all. And that means we've got 2 spots up for grabs. If you were not aware, I moved the playoff teams up to 8 to avoid any bye weeks in the consolation bracket and in the playoffs, obviously. So yeah, no more bye weeks. Yeah, so we've got 2 teams playing for those 2 spots. Currently, right now, we've got Hoog and Jetty. Those guys are in control of their own fate. You win your game, and you are in. So that's all you got to do, boys. And then we've got 3 teams hoping that you fail miserably at that task. We've got Trade Fantasy, GA17, and Money Martins. Those are the 3 guys that are, those are going to have some important games this week. And then, of course, at the bottom, we don't want to forget the little guys. We've got 3-way tie for relegation right now with Army Dan, Jacob Niner, and Dead Duck. So you 3 should also try to win your games this week. But we're not here to talk about you. We're here to talk about the playoffs. So games that matter most for the playoffs this week. We've got Hoog versus Money Martins. But Money Martins, you have to win this game by 50 points to overtake Hoog in point total, because if you won, you guys would be tied in record and all that kind of shit. So make sure that if you win big. Then we've got Mr. Meeseeks versus Trade Fantasy. Mr. Meeseeks does not have anything to play for, but Trade Fantasy needs to win this game and hope that Hoog or Jetty lose their game. That is the only way that he's going to make it in. And then GA17, you also have to win your game this week against Gates, who has nothing to play for. So you guys need to win. You're not going to have any chance to do it if you don't win, and then you got to hope Hoog and Jetty lose, and you can overtake them in the playoffs this week. If Jetty loses and Money Martins wins and outscores Jetty by 25 points, they would swap spots. So that is something to pay attention to. Money Martins also needs Trade Fantasy and GA17 to lose because you are behind them in total point value. So, buddy, you need a lot of stuff to happen this week. And I'll tell you what, it'd be absolutely crazy if it did. So I'm rooting for chaos, which is what I always do unless I'm involved. So yeah, that is what's going on. And then we've got the other games that don't matter as much this week. K-Man versus Army Dan, and then Showcase versus Dead Duck. Those 2 games matter for relegation purposes only. And then P. Dolo versus Slime Sucking Hogs. That also matters for seeding only. Slime Sucking Hogs going to have that first seed. P. Dolo, he could drop down a little bit. So that is what's going on for you guys. You've got about 5 teams that are fighting for the last 2 spots, and we are going to see what happens. It's going to be fun. I will talk to you again at some point during the remainder of the season. I'm not sure exactly when this last video is going to be. I'm not sure if I'm going to get back to you guys next week. You will obviously know what the playoffs are going to look like. I might skip another week and then get back to you heading into the final 2 weeks of the season, update relegation type stuff, and all that kind of stuff. But so I'm not going to promise you there's going to be a video next week. Like I said, I am tired. But yeah. So good luck to everyone this week. I'm going to be watching the scoreboard for FLAFFL Jr. and FLAFFL Embryo. And yeah, I will get into it. Maybe I'll do one video next week as a quick update for all 3 leagues. But like I said, no promises. All right, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.